got some Dior for you today, Miss Dior to be specific. New to us here in the US though, those of you in Europe and other places, probably Asia, got this a little bit before we did. So new to us here in the US, we're going to talk about it all today on Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. I am a fashion and beauty journalist who has worked with some of the biggest names in fashion and beauty, and that has given me the wherewithal and the knowledge to bring Not Fit for Print Beauty right here to YouTube so that you can have a little digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so. All right, let's go ahead and get started. As I said, we are sore losers here in the US when we get things late, but speaking of lately, we have been getting things a little bit behind Europe, and we're not used to it. And rather than kick and scream and pound my fists on the ground like a 3-year-old, which I would like to do, I will instead take it in stride and know that usually we're lucky and get things first. But we are behind the rest of everybody else with our Miss Dior palettes here. And I also picked up, because I couldn't help myself, the DIOR Addict Hydrating Lip Shine. These are $48, and I picked up $7.90 Bold Black. I'm wearing it already, but we will swatch all of this, by the way, outside in the warm California sunshine. And I'm going to compare this to a very similar product from Givenchy. If you're a kind of purpley black lipstick lover like I am, we'll compare it to the Givenchy in case you already have that. I hope that will be helpful. But let's talk about our Diorshow 5 Colors Limited Edition Miss Dior. These are $85. Whoop, those prices. I know, compared to Tom Ford, everything looks cheap, but still, oh my goodness. These are, right now we have here in the US 3 different versions of it. And I picked up just one of them because they're $85. I picked up the Bold Black. I just wanted to try the formula because when there is a new formula, it's important that I am aware of how that formula looks and works and performs before I say whether or not you should spend your money on Dior. And I know that's an investment. So a lot of creators are like, I just don't think you should. And they just didn't want to buy it. I'm telling you. Okay, let's look at our 5 Colors Limited Edition. Here we go. This is the Bold Black. And we are going to swatch these. There's also a Shocking Pink here in the US, which maybe I should have picked up. Let me know. And I do talk about this during the demo, which I've already filmed. There's a beige version that's called Wild Beige, which makes me giggle because beige sits at home at night and, you know, watches TV and goes to bed by 10. Beige is not wild. So, but anyway, they call it Wild Beige. So I liked the Bold Black, and then I got the Black DIOR Addict Lip Shine to go with it, the Bold Black. So I think these kind of they're meant to go together anyway. Bold Black. Really, really pretty shades here. Let's take a look at these outside in the warm California sunshine. On my arm here, as you see, I have the Bold Black 5 Colors Limited Edition Miss Dior Diorshow. And then the DIOR Addict Hydrating Lip Shine also in Bold Black, which is $7.90. So you can take a look at that there. The Givenchy we compare it to in the lip shade is, I think, pH activated. This one doesn't say it is. So you are going to get that true purpley black maroon. When I saw everyone's talking about this because of the cover. And at first I thought, Steven Sprouse, is that you? Remember those Louis Vuitton bags? Because it doesn't look like that. Remember under Marc Jacobs at Louis Vuitton, we had this with Steven Sprouse, the artist. So I thought that, but I guess I was wrong. I also misunderstood when I first saw these advertised forever ago. I thought this was actually the case, but no, it is just the dust cover of the case. I wish they'd done it on the actual case. We've seen Dior do cloth cases before. I guess that would have driven the price up much more. But, you know, once you reveal it, it's just the regular old Diorshow 5 Colors. But this does have the limited edition colors, of course, and the case, or the dust case, dust cover. Which I thought it was printed on the... So that was a little bit of a letdown, but that's okay. You saw the colors. I really want to play with the formula because, like I said, for me, it's really important to know what's going on with the formulas before I tell you whether you should get it. Because I can tease about Wild Beige beige, being a name or not, but if you love neutrals and you wear a lot of beige, maybe this formula will be advantageous for you to get. So we're going to go to the demo now and talk about all of that. Make sure that you are subscribed, and well, let's go. You've seen the packaging and you've seen the swatches. Let's go ahead and make a pretty look with this. I'm really excited to get into it. Let's start with the DIOR Addict Hydrating Lip Shine in this bold black color. You know what I thought of? I fear it's going to make me look kind of like cadaverish because I love these kind of shades. It must be the hidden goth in me. I was never a goth. I was a mod. I was. Can you tell? Those of you that know what I'm talking about, but in my high school years. But at any rate, what I'm saying is I am attracted to that dark, cool tone. They don't always look good on me. But you know what I thought of before we try this Dior on? I thought about the Givenchy in the black, which I had already purchased. I know, you're like, why do you have two, Rebecca? I do. I hate the Givenchy smell, but I'm just curious. Here's the Givenchy. This kind of is pH. You know, we're hating on the pH, but that's what it looks like in the Givenchy, in case you're like me and you're into these kind of things. And let's see what the brand new Dior. The brand new Dior has a little bit more red or berry in it, doesn't it? And it's going to change on your lips. You know, swatching a pH adjusting formula is silly. I don't think that Dior really is I think the Givenchy definitely is. But there's the Dior. So let's try it on. That one right there. They're very similar though, aren't they? Okay, let's try it on and see what we think on me. I just love these. I am the kid who used to eat the cherries and like kind of rub them around my mouth because I like that look. When I was a kid. I don't do that now. I probably would if I could. I love the way this feels on the lips. I love that it doesn't have that cloyingly weird smell that Givenchy has. Some of you like it. I do not. Did I need this because I already have the Givenchy? Clearly no. But I don't think this one is pH adjusting though, is it? I don't believe it is, so all the better for it. What do you think? I don't look too cadavery, do I? I hope not. I had to try it. I was like, black lipstick, I'm all over it. I think, who is it that has an actual black one? Is it, I want to say Mob Beauty, but maybe I'm just assuming they do. Who is it that has an actual, I won't wear an actual black lipstick, but same thing with nail polish. I don't like an actual black nail polish, but that old Chanel Vamp, you know, where it's like purpley black, I'll do that as far as I can push it. I think I like it. It's probably not. I look better in a brighter shade. I know, but I can't lay off it. I have two of these now. Givenchy and Dior. All right, let's go ahead and look at the eye shades. I brought over some Sonia G brushes. I also brought over a Refer number 4 because I'm kind of dying to take this shade right here. And you got to be careful because the black is right there. So I really need to be careful. I want to try it as a highlight, like a blush topper. Ooh, that is risky. You get that black on your cheek and you're hating life. That's kind of pretty. I told you, don't threaten me with a face palette. If it can be, I'm using my hand instead. If it can be a face palette, then I'm going to make it one. It's kind of pretty. It doesn't really work putting it on this way. You have to kind of dot it around. So, you know, we talk about eyeshadows and glitter. And a lot of you guys will ask me, is it glittery? Because you don't really like that glitter fallout and stuff. There's something about the slightly chunky glitter in some of these Dior shades that feels fresh and works. It's not the type of glitter that's going to fall all over your face. But there's lately, if you haven't noticed, I have been noticing this, there's a sort of more mature glitter, kind of a different take on a chunkier glitter that I think is really pretty and feels really fresh after so many just kind of foiled shades. I'm really loving that kind of slight shimmery glimmer that we're seeing in some more of the luxury releases, and I really like it. And I think that's quite pretty on the cheeks, even at my ripe old age. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel too young anymore. All right, let's go ahead and take this Sonia G brush, and I'm going to start right here. Having that black there is panicking me. I know that's weird, but I'm just kind of like, I'm so scared that I'll touch it. So psychologically, I'm not enjoying that. I just thought I would tell you that. But I'm going to put this beautiful kind of satiny beigey color onto and covering the lids and into the inner corner, and that applied just beautifully. Let's see, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go, oh, I got plans. Taking the same Sonia G brush, I'm going to take this beautiful minty greeny blue shade and just put it in, not only into the crease, but also onto the mobile lid. It's very subtle but buildable. You can use your finger to apply this too. I'll show you that with those shimmery or glittery shades a little more. I like this. I am not a pastel fan, but I can do these because it's like just a kiss of pastel. Beautiful formula. Really fun to use too. Feels just young enough, but not silly. You know? Okay. And I'm going to take this brush right here. It's a Sonia G Sky Brush into this shade here. And I'm just going to put that into the inner corner of the eye and slightly onto the lid. I know I told you I'd use my fingers. I will in a moment. You'll see. Okay, and then this shade here, to echo what we have on the cheeks, I'm just going to kind of put that just a little bit into the center of the eye. It's a bit of a slight chunky glitter look without that fallout, though I have it on my cheeks so you wouldn't know. And I think this is gorgeous. Let's do something with this black shade though. Is it a liner? Sure. But I'm going to try to use it, I'm going to wipe off the brush a little bit here. I'm just going to try to use it to smoke out the corners of the eye a little bit. You can go ahead and line with it. I don't have a lot of room on my lid because I have a hooded lid, so I don't have a ton of space. So I'm going to use it instead here on the outer corner. And as you see, this is the one with the black and this is without it. It does define it. It makes it a little bit of a prettier look. But I am going to make sure that I don't have too much on the brush when I do that. And I like that a lot. I'll tell you what I like about this black shade too. It's not too much. It's not overpowering. It kind of is a smoky, ashy gray shade, and it builds really nicely. That's really pretty. And that's the look. I don't know, does it go with the lips? Probably a brighter or paler, maybe cool pink would have been prettier. But I saw a black lipstick. I'm like, gotta get it. I maybe should have tried the Shocking Pink palette. Let me know if you would have liked to have seen that. You might have seen other reviewers do it because so many in Europe got it before we did here in the US. The Wild Beige, that makes me laugh. Wild Beige. I don't think beige has ever been wild in its life. Beige appreciates a compliment though. Beige is like, did you hear Dior called me wild? It's like, yeah, nobody else's. At any rate, Wild Beige didn't really interest me, though the formula looks beautiful. So if you really are a fan, brand loyal to Dior, then that Wild Beige certainly looks worth a try. And Shocking Pink, I have to admit to you, I thought, what am I going to do with that? But this is so subtle and pretty. I was able to use this kind of minty greeny blue and the black and the real sparkly shades, and I'm quite pleased with it. So it gives me confidence in the rest of it. I kind of wish they were able to do this on here. I feel like it's like, this is super, you know, like it would have been too much of an investment. I don't know. I would have liked that though. That would have been cooler, but at any rate, really, really pretty. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you got. If you're in Europe, you have already had these and you've had time to think about it. Let me know what you think of my penchant for all things black lipstick. Tell me if maybe you're the same. Something I haven't outgrown. Make sure that you share and like and of course subscribe. You know that you can be a bigger part of this channel because we have a membership right here on YouTube. We do weekly lives and you can join. There's a little link to join if you expand the description bar down there. We're also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and of course TikTok. So, you know, come on over. Super thanks is always appreciated. All that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.